William was right that Harry cannot keep his goddamn mouth shut.
I don't think he's an asset to the family. I believe he's a threat.
Imagine this for a second. Prince William, the one we all thought was the calm, responsible big brother, the guy who always kept his cool in the royal circus. Good evening, your majesties. Good evening, Windsor. That William. Suddenly, he morphs into the royal version of Thanos. One snap and poof. Harry and Meghan are practically erased from the monarchy.
Good evening, your majesties. Good evening, Windsor.
No cape, no crown, just pure I'm done with your Netflix drama energy.
He doesn't have intentions that are going to benefit the royal family.
For years, the palace tried to keep things sweet. Oprah interview? Fine. Painful but manageable.
Did you make Kate cry?
No, the reverse happened.
The Netflix deal? All right, awkward but survivable. Meghan's podcast where she compared royal life to prison with better hats? Painful, sure, but still, everyone just clenched their teeth and rolled with it. But William? Oh no. He hit his breaking point.
Going into the criticism of William for carrying out less numbers of engagements than his father. We don't need you, Prince Harry.
But apparently for me, that doesn't matter.
One morning, the man wakes up, stares at the chaos, and goes full social media mode. Delete account. Blocked. Restricted. Bye.
Everything that Harry is trying to do only benefits Harry.
And here's where it gets messy. This isn't just about family squabbles anymore. William's got a master plan. 3 steps so cold and calculated, Meghan's Hollywood agents are sweating.
Trump is far more interested in getting close to William and Catherine than he is any other member of the royal family.
Step 1, strip the titles. Step 2, freeze them out like forgotten leftovers in the back of the fridge. Step 3, erase them so completely, even Netflix search results start glitching when you type their names.
Harry can't be trusted. He's always going to do something to cross that line.
But here's the kicker. This revenge arc didn't actually start with Harry's memoir or Meghan's podcasts. No. It all began with a royal wedding and a missing curtsy that the whole world brushed off. That tiny detail lit the fuse. And the explosion that followed? Absolute chaos.
I curtsied as though I was like, pleasure to meet you, your majesty. Like, was that okay?
It's really quite sad.
If you thought Harry and Meghan were just sipping green juices in California, living stress-free yoga retreat lives, think again. They turned the royal family into their personal subscription service. William saw it happening in real time. First came the Netflix docuseries. Instead of cozy behind-the-scenes family moments, we got 6 straight hours of the Sussex show. William and Kate, painted colder than an ice sculpture at Windsor. Harry and Meghan, playing the victims of palace cruelty. Cue worldwide headlines and one very red-faced future king. Then there was Spotify, remember that? Millions thrown their way for basically one podcast, and when the execs themselves called them grifters, ouch. That wasn't just shade, it was a public warning. But the Oprah interview, that was the nuclear bomb. Allegations of racism, private conversations twisted into primetime moments. Meghan dropping jaw-dropping lines like she was auditioning for Real Housewives of Buckingham Palace.
I was doing an interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my #1 intention, was just clarity on why did you leave? And so some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me. And those surprises are now referred to as bombshells.
The royal PR team nearly fainted while William had to parade around, insisting, "We are very much not a racist family." Painful. And then came Spare, Harry's memoir. Private texts, brotherly brawls, full-blown family drama. William reportedly read those chapters and thought, "So, you just published my temper like it's fan fiction?" This wasn't airing dirty laundry anymore. This was monetizing the entire laundry cycle. And yet, the cracks in the palace walls started way earlier. May 2018, royal wedding day, millions tuned in, trumpets, horses, the queen herself perched like the ultimate boss of etiquette. Every curtsy, every bow, rehearsed to perfection. And then, Meghan walked past the queen. No curtsy, not even a nod. The internet gasped. Royal watchers clutched pearls. William clocked it instantly. To him, that wasn't a mistake. That was a statement. Skipping a curtsy wasn't just poor manners, it was a power move. And that move echoed like thunder.
The feud between William and Harry is as bitter as ever.
From that moment, William allegedly saw the truth. This wasn't just a new duchess figuring things out. This was the first crack in a 1,000-year dynasty. Because if one duchess shrugs at the queen, what's next? Netflix exposés about royal meltdowns? Oh wait, check. That skipped curtsy? It wasn't just an etiquette slip, it was the first domino in a chain reaction. One bow missing turned into trust missing, loyalty missing, and eventually family dinners missing. And that was the birth of the saga. Hollywood versus heritage, and William would never forgive it. What happened next? The Sussexes doubled down. Instead of building a life based on duty, they built a brand based on deals. Cameras instead of crowns. Confessionals instead of commitments. Every pause in drama, just the trailer for the next big reveal. The interviews? Long, dramatic, and confession style, painting royal life as survival horror. Then came the podcasts. Family tensions wrapped up in binge-ready episodes. And finally, the memoir, more plot twists than a soap opera marathon. Suddenly, even casual tea time chats weren't harmless anymore. They were potential script notes for Meghan's next media project. That's when William realized this wasn't family, this was a franchise, and every episode had a price tag. William's patience finally cracked. He wasn't just a brother anymore, he was a strategist. The moment he realized Harry had turned the monarchy into primetime content, he switched gears. Forget family therapy, forget gentle talks over scones. The royals don't do group hugs. They do closed-door councils in castles. When the drama reached boiling point, Balmoral became the chosen battleground. Not just any palace gossip session, this was a war council. Picture it. Stone walls, the chill of the Scottish Highlands seeping in, and 4 royals sitting at the table. Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate. No aides, no staff, no leaks, just cold air, tense silence, and a single mission. Decide Harry's permanent status once and for all. The vibe, colder than ice. Nobody smiled, nobody even faked small talk. William walked in looking like a man who'd already decided his brother's fate. Half in, half out? Not anymore. This wasn't family business anymore. This was survival of the monarchy. No more surprise interviews, tell-all deals, or anonymous palace sources spilling tea to the press. Balmoral was the stage where William stood up and declared, enough is enough. Charles wanted reconciliation. Kate, ever the peacemaker, hoped for calm. But William, he had no interest in playing the nice sibling anymore. His energy screamed one thing: this is business, not brotherhood. And when he laid out his plan, it wasn't some suggestion. It was an ultimatum. Even Charles, yes, the king himself, looked shocked at how far William was ready to go. Forget boring William. Forget the quiet, serious one. The man arrived at Balmoral with a mental PowerPoint presentation titled, How to Delete My Brother in 3 Easy Steps. Step 1. Strip them bare, take away the Duke and Duchess titles, erase the HRH styling. Without those letters, Harry and Meghan go from royal icons to just another celebrity couple in California. Imagine taking Wi-Fi out of a smart house. Suddenly, it's just walls. Step 2. Cut access. No palaces, no funds, no cushy invites to royal events. If Harry comes back to the UK, he'll be treated like any tourist snapping selfies at Big Ben, not a prince returning home. Step 3. Erase the brand, not with noise, not with drama, but with silence. Starve them of oxygen until Hollywood realizes the royal sparkle has an expiration date. Quiet, calculated, brutal. William wasn't swinging a sword, he was pulling the plug, and in palace politics, that's far more devastating. Here's the twist. While the plan aimed at Harry, the one who would lose the most was Meghan. She wanted Hollywood sparkle, but William's chess move dimmed that spotlight into a flickering bulb. Her podcast archetypes? Canceled faster than a bad Netflix pilot. Their Netflix series? Huge splash at first, but fizzled when the novelty wore off. Those juicy corporate deals? Suddenly fewer and fewer rolled in. Without the Duchess title stamped on her name, Meghan's negotiating power shrank overnight. Titles weren't just ceremonial, they were branding gold. The fallout crushed Meghan hardest. Without perks, her Hollywood pitch shifted from modern Duchess to former royal spouse. And in an industry obsessed with shiny titles, that downgrade hurt more than any tabloid headline. Charles, the eternal diplomat, once tried to keep everyone happy. He gave Harry second chances, looked the other way after Meghan's interviews, and prayed time would heal the wounds. But Balmoral changed everything. The tide turned. Charles sided with William, fully and firmly. No hesitation, no soft handshakes, just agreement that the monarchy couldn't survive another Netflix special or Oprah-style confessional. And when even the king, Mr. Let's all get along and stops trying, that's when you know the gloves are off. It wasn't about family anymore. It was about the institution, about preserving 1,000 years of tradition. William wasn't the rebellious younger brother in this moment. He was the enforcer, and Charles gave him the crown's blessing. From that day forward, Harry and Meghan weren't working royals. They weren't even semi-royals. They were just private citizens with celebrity baggage. Every palace door slammed shut. The message was thunderous. The monarchy comes first, even if family ties get cut. William's reputation split in two. To some, he was a cold strategist willing to slice off his own brother to save the throne. To others, he was the guardian of tradition, the one man who refused to let a 1,000-year dynasty collapse into a reality TV circus. And the feud? It exploded. No longer awkward family dinners, it was palace warfare. William transformed, no longer just the patient, cautious older brother. Now he was the iron wall guarding the throne. And Charles, the once gentle mediator, now stood firmly behind him. Meghan's brand wobbled, Harry's access froze. The monarchy slammed its gates tighter than Buckingham during tourist season. The question loomed, what now? Could Harry and Meghan reinvent themselves without royal glitter? Or would they drift into the dreaded "where are they now" chapter of celebrity culture? Either way, William's plan flipped the script, but another bombshell lurked in the shadows. Because just when the palace thought it had silenced the noise, Harry made a shocking demand to his father, a demand that left everyone utterly stunned. The palace thought the storm had settled. William had laid down his three-step master plan, Charles had backed him, and Meghan's Hollywood momentum was fading fast. But just when it seemed the Sussexes had been boxed out completely, Harry delivered a curveball. Behind closed doors, whispers flew. Harry had made a demand to his father, King Charles, that rattled everyone. This wasn't a quiet plea for reconciliation, not a heartfelt letter asking for peace. No, insiders say Harry wanted something big, something that made the royal circle gasp. For William, this was proof the chaos wasn't over. He'd gone full strategist, cut ties, and pulled the plug on the Sussex machine. And yet, his brother still had the nerve to test the crown. The emotional weight of it? Massive. Because for William, this wasn't just about titles, palaces, or access, it was about betrayal. Think about it. From his perspective, Harry had turned every family memory into a money-making moment. Every conversation risked ending up in a book or a podcast. Every private dinner could become a Netflix script. How do you forgive that? How do you rebuild trust when every page of your life has been sold to the highest bidder? And that's where the Sussex saga turned from drama into tragedy. William wasn't just dealing with a younger brother anymore. He was dealing with a brand, a global franchise, one that thrived on chaos. Every time William thought silence would follow, another headline dropped. Every time the palace shut one door, Harry and Meghan found a camera at another. But here's the real kicker. The thing royal insiders whisper about in hushed tones. William didn't just act out of anger, he acted out of fear. Fear that the monarchy could crumble under the weight of constant scandal. Fear that centuries of tradition could be drowned out by 6-part docuseries and primetime confessions. Fear that his own reign, not yet begun, could be tainted before the crown even touched his head. What started as a family feud is now a full-blown palace war. And in this war, William isn't just fighting for the crown. He's rewriting the playbook. Cold, calculated, relentless. The world may keep gossiping, Hollywood may keep calling, but the message from the palace is crystal clear. The monarchy comes first, always, even if it means burning the family bridge behind them.